Hey, Nick, who's your quarterback on Sunday?
We're still sorting through that. Obviously, Jalen had a good practice yesterday, and went out and did and looked like he did some things really well, and so still going to sort through all those things. Haven't decided anything yet. Still got we got a couple days, so still got time.
Does it matter how he responds to that?
Of course. Yeah, everything matters. Everything matters with how he's feeling and what we feel like the timetable is and what the doctors are saying. All those, everything matters. Everything's in play. Obviously, the first and foremost thing that's most important for Jalen is that his health is always taken into consideration first, and if it's safe for him to be out there, and then from there, then you do what's best for the team. But you first do what's best for the individual.
How'd you divvy up team snaps?
Yeah, I'll keep in-house business in-house there. But Jalen was out there and had a good, did some good things at practice.
What stood out about
That it wasn't. I just didn't feel like it was affected. The velocity of the ball was good. That the accuracy was good. That he felt good. So those are the main things, and that's what you want to see.
What else do you need to see from him?
Not again. It's just going to go back to. I think you guys ask that question to me quite often, and it's just always going to go back to what the doctors are saying, what Jalen's saying, and where we think he is at that time. I don't think that it's a hey, I got to see him throw it 57 yards on the left side. It's not ever going to be anything like that. It's just going to always be about the information I get from Jalen and knowing that how badly he wants to play. That I got to listen to the doctors as well. So it's a both and then obviously we got to make a decision that's best for Jalen.
Is there a difference between being cleared to throw and being cleared for contact?
Everything's like I said, everything's in consideration. Yeah. So it's got to be everything. He's got to be okay to throw. He's got to be like he ain't wearing a red jersey on Sunday, and we wouldn't ask to do that, but. You could. I don't think they'd oblige. Yeah. So it makes me think of a funny story between my head coach in college, Larry Karras, and my brother's team always scrimmages against Mount Union. And there was an argument one year about, like, we'll take off the red jerseys if you want. And that was Coach Karras yelling that to my brother. But obviously that's not the case here.
When you have a quarterback who you said is the toughest player you've ever been around, how difficult is that conversation to get a read on what he's telling?
That's why it can't just be him, right? Because he's naturally he's gonna want to be out there no matter what. So he is gonna say, in my opinion, he's gonna say what he needs to say. So, but that's why, to play. But that's why it's a group effort to figure it out, right? Because again. Jalen's health is the first thing that you think of, and so we all got to be responsible for that. Like Jalen, and we urge him to be as truthful as he possibly can in that scenario. Like, hey, I know you're feeling good. Just be truthful in this scenario, but then also what the doctors are feeling, what they're seeing, all those different things. So that's why it's not just one guy's decision, because if it was just Jalen's decision on this, of course he'd go out and play. He'd go out and play with way worse things, maybe. Just because we know how tough he is.
What about replacing Lane Johnson? How you guys plan on doing that?
You gonna try that again, huh? Yeah, we got some options. I'll say the exact same thing I said 2 days ago. We have options. That's a good thing, right? And so you have really three good options. You can move Jordan over to the right side. You could put Andre to the right side. You can put Jack Driscoll to the right side, and that's a good thing that we have options. And credit to Howie and his staff that we do have options in the depth that we have.
With Jalen
Couple more?
and Gardner, obviously you have to get Gardner ready if needed. Does the position? Do you want to make a decision at a certain point because of the value of that position and Gardner's got to be ready, or can you take it up to game day?
I think you can take it up to game day, again, because the body just he's still healing. He's still going through these things. So 2 days from now, he's going to be healthier than what he is today. And so, Gardner, has been in this position where he has to do everything he's got to do to prepare on limited reps, on a lot of reps, like all those different things. And that's why Gardner's a great pro, and we got a lot of confidence in him that he's going to be ready no matter what the scenario is, whether he's the backup, whether he's the starter, whether he's right now the starter, but it turns into the backup, whether right now he's the backup and turns into the starter. Gardner will make sure that he's ready because that's just the type of guy he is, and that's the role that he has to play in that position.
What do you think of the response?
Yeah, always. You always look at your last game plans, but we also know that they're looking at their last game plans, and you always look at your last game films, and they're looking at it, and so you do that. That's just part of your process. I think that's part of every coach's process to, look at the last time you played them, and I think sometimes it always goes back. It even goes back to, okay, what about 2 times ago when we played them? What about 3 times ago when we played them? What about 4 times ago when we played them? What about those preseason practices we had with them when Shane and I were in San Diego and Dennis Allen was the defense coordinator for New Orleans, and we in 2017, do we have that tape? Probably. Right? Does he have that tape? Probably. Right? And so you think about everything, and so you try not to leave any stone unturned, and you're trying to put your guys in position to succeed as much as you can, and that's our job is to turn every stone over to look for any answer we can.
What do you think of the response to how the team, or the defense specifically, and those individually impacted by 3rd and 30 responded this week?
Yeah, I think it's just been the response of the team anytime we've been down this year, whether it's in the midst of a game or after a loss. Just feel like we've came back to work and, fixed the mistakes, took accountability for the mistakes that we own the mistakes. We fixed the mistakes with great detail. And then we try to have a dog mentality about it, and we try to do all those things together. So that's been what we've tried again all week. Hey, we put ourselves in a scenario, own it, fix it with great detail, dog mentality to move on to the next one, and let's lock arms and do it together.